All right, welcome back. This is update number 7, Worldwide Giant Growers, growing giant pumpkins with advanced nutrients. This is Farmer Jack with me today. Say hi, Farmer Jack.
Hi, Farmer Jack.
All right, we're going to start today here at the tomato patch. Today, I showed you the tomatoes earlier. We've been feeding them with Sensi Bloom. I have a nice one here. It's the 601 Badeo. Mike will show you a zoom. Mike, give him a zoom on that tomato. I put a cage around here, a fence around here, because there's a lot of dogs and woodchucks around here. That tomato is about 25 days old, and it's a pretty small plant, so I don't know how big it'll get, but I'm hoping that'll be a new personal best. I do hold the state record in Michigan with a 3.89 pound tomato, and I'm hoping this will be a new personal best. This is the 6.57 Badeo. It's a much younger tomato. Look at that one on there. So we're going to see. We're going to come back and show you in a couple weeks what kind of tomatoes we got. All right? All right, that sounds good. Let's move along to the watermelons.
Let's go.
Let's go, Jack. Mark sent me out here to mix up the root mass expanders. I'll show him how to do it. He thinks he's the best at everything. I got the B52. I got the Piranha, the Tarantula. We're going to mix these babies up. We're going to mix them in the box. I got a box here, holds about 400 to 500 gallons of water. We're going to mix these up, run them through the chemical injector into the drip tape, and re-inoculate all the plant. Here's the voodoo juice. I'll show you how it's done.
Oh, Bubba, Bubba.
All right, here we got the watermelons, 260 Clements watermelon. This is a beauty. She's got a nice shape, nice round, heavy, kind of blocky shape. What I've done here, I'll show you real quick, is I built this cage over here because I have deer that run through here. I want to make sure that the deer runs through here, they're not getting my melon. So some people think I'm go to the extremes, and yes I do. You stay down there, Jack. Stay down there with Mike. All right, I'm going to show you these vines. These vines, I've been spraying these vines down with the root mass expanders, Piranha, Voodoo Juice, Tarantula. And if you go to try to pick up these vines, you can't, because they're rooted into the soil. See, I'm trying to pick that up. That's rooted in. There's a root under there, and the root has grown through the weed barrier, through the sand, through the weed barrier. Now, we don't have any weeds, and it's a weed-free garden, but you want to make sure that you get those vines rooting and growing into the soil, because every one of those leaves will feed that watermelon. So, look how gorgeous this plant is. If you swap over that, Mike, it's beautiful. I've been foliar feeding this plant with B52, Overdrive, F1, and they love it. Wet Betty, they love it. They love it to death. Advanced Nutrients has a new line out. We're going to talk about that in a minute, about Jungle Juice. Jungle Juice and their organic products. But right now, you want to move around and show them the other pumpkin, Jack? Let's go show them Dolly. Dolly, come on. We'll walk her. I'm going to carry you because it's a little rough over here. All right? All right, here we are. This is Dolly 2. This is Dolly 2, the Double D Revenge from last year. Some of you remember Dolly. She got up to 1,326 pounds, but we had some nitrogen problems, some cold snaps. She slowed down about mid-August. So this one here, we're trucking along. Dolly's doing 37 pounds a day right now. Dolly 2. And the plant, these green, beautiful plants, my plants are so much better looking than last year's. I guess Bubba's a little slow. It took me a little time to figure out exactly how to use all these great products Advanced Nutrients makes. But the foliar feeding I'm doing when needed. I mean, this plant is green right now. You don't want it any greener. So I'm just slowly trickle feeding it as needed. Like what I'm doing now is I had a lot of Jungle Juice. And so what I'm doing is putting the Jungle Juice, pouring it in my box. So it's probably feeding it to the plants at about a third of the normal strength that it would be. Kind of a trickle feed is what I call it. A couple times a week trickle feeding them. Because they're plenty green, but the Jungle Juice has everything in it that the plant needs. The calcium, the boron, the manganese, the sulfur. Has all that it needs. What do you say, Jack? You want to tell them? Huh? So anyways, we're going to move along. I just wanted to show the progress of each pumpkin. This pumpkin here will probably be 800 pounds by video 8. All right, let's move along to the next pumpkins. Here we are back in the Kin Cave 1. If you remember in the last video, This is Tiny. Tiny was just like this big, and I was adjusting her on the vine. Well, that was just a short 14 days ago. That was July 6th. Today's July 20th. And now Tiny is up to 454 pounds, doing about 36 pounds a day. What I wanted to show you here today is not only just this beautiful, gorgeous plant, which has convinced me that Advanced Nutrients is the best growing product in the world. I wasn't going to make that statement until I saw it for myself, and I can tell that this year I'm doing things right. I'm using the product right and correctly. And look at these plants. Look at this green, luscious leaf. And anyways, I'm going to show you how to measure a pumpkin. A lot of people I've seen, they're confused on how to measure these things. There is a measurement system with the Great Pumpkin Commonwealth. It's in the Don Langdon's book, How to Grow Giant Pumpkins. And we take 3 measurements. The first measurement you take is the largest circumference of the pumpkin. And this is where some people go awry, is you need to find the largest circumference of the pumpkin, and it's not always at the stem blossom area. Sometimes it's a little bit lower. In my case here, it's just below the stem. So I'm going to have to run the tape around, but just below the stem and around here to get that measurement. Some people automatically want to do the stem blossom area, but that's not necessarily how it happens. Right here I'm going to have to go around this way. Underneath, the largest circumference on this pumpkin is just below the stem, and we will go all the way around, and it does end up back here near the blossom area. And let's see, she's 124 and a half, the largest point of the circumference. So that's where you want to be. If it's down lower, it's down lower. You need to be at the largest circumference, not necessarily at the stem blossom. You take that measurement, and then side to side, the tape measure should go down and touch the ground. Do not hug your pumpkin. If you do hug your pumpkin, don't let anybody see you, because they'll talk. People will talk. But anyhow, the tape goes straight to the ground, not hugging the pumpkin, across the other side and touching the ground. And this would be at your tallest point of the pumpkin. 76 inches there. And then we do the same thing from stem to blossom. You go down and touch the ground. Now when I'm saying touch the ground, you're wanting to find the bottom of the pumpkin. And mine's sitting on cement board, so the bottom is the cement board. I could go off the cement board and gain another couple inches, but that wouldn't be accurate. I want the bottom of the pumpkin. And straight down, not hugging your pumpkin. Then you combine those 3 measurements and use the OTT system that you'll find in Don Langdon's book, World Class Pumpkins, by Don Langdon. You can find that there, or you get it through the GPC, the Great Pumpkin Commonwealth, but that's how you measure a pumpkin the correct way. We'll clear that up. But anyways, Tiny here is just moving along great. I'm real happy. You couldn't ask for a more orange, beautiful, round-shaped pumpkin. You know, and hopefully the genetics will carry through and it will be heavy. And I think that's probably a given, but there are no guarantees in this. Another thing I want to talk to, a lot of people ask me about watering. How much do I water my pumpkin? Well, I really can't answer that. It's different for everybody. A lot of it has to do with the temperature, airflow. You know, as the wind blows across the leaf, and it pulls water out of the leaf, which creates a siphon down the stalk, through the vine, down to the root, pulling the water out of the ground. So depending on how windy of a day it is, you may have to water more on a windy day than you would on a calm day. So there is no set amount of water. It's more or less keep an eye on how much moisture is in your soil. You want your soil moist, don't let it dry out. These root systems are in the top 6 inches of soil. The tap roots go down even deeper, but you got to keep that top 6 inches moist all the time. Don't let it dry out. So anyways, moving along, I've been doing some foliar feeding here. I foliar feed some of the younger leaves to try to encourage the plant to grow. I don't know if Mike could step back, Mike, and show them over here how much is left to grow of this plant. What we're going to try to do here by August 1st is get this plant grown out It's only got about another 5 or 6 feet there on those tertiaries. This is the pitchfork pattern I'm growing. We got like 5, 6 feet there and 10 feet over there, and then this will be full. Then all this vine will be feeding this pumpkin. We bury the vines and it'll all be feeding this pumpkin. So that's where we're at with it right now. The plant is growing really slow right now because the pumpkin is now taking the majority of the nutrients. So what I'm doing is I'm watching my leaves, making sure they stay nice and green. If they start getting a little crispy around the edges or they start looking a little weak, then I know it's time to start picking up the feed. You don't want to overdo it. If you overfeed them, you get that nitrogen block out, you'll end up with a 900-pound pumpkin instead of a 1,900-pound pumpkin. And that's what we're shooting for. We're shooting for that 1,900, that 2,000-pound, that new world record. With the tiny llama here, if you remember on the last video, I was bending over here and she was a little bigger than a beach ball and I was adjusting her on the stem. And look at her now. This morning she taped out at 454 pounds. She's doing about 36 pounds a day by the estimation charts. Now, the other estimation chart I've been working on is I've gone to my R&D department and we've been working on a system. It's called the JR system. Hey Jackson, how big is that pumpkin? All right, give me 5. Come on, Jack. Come on, I'll load you in. Come on, we're gonna come in here and see Pat Bo Wallace. All right. All right, you see this big pumpkin? This pumpkin here, if everybody remembers on video 2, when we transplanted, this is the one that was a very small plant, and it kind of fell out of the pail. It was actually too small for the big pot. Now Jackson, be nice. You don't want to be rough with them vines. But this is a great shaped pumpkin. Usually the 2009 Wallaces start humping out here, kind of deformed. This one's staying uniform so far. Jackson, no. You don't want to do that. You can't beat on the pumpkins. This feels real solid, nice shape, symmetrical, blob, wide. It's kind of blobby and wide. I got good hopes for this. It's doing 40 pounds a day right now. Roughly, it's about 400 pounds. Okay, Jackson, let's go. We're going to move on to the watermelons. This goes back under the vine. That stays there. Okay, very good. Make sure you support your vines, people. All right, here we are at the long gourds. This is the 114 Clements here, and we have the 137.5 Ansem. They are starting to climb the trellis, and probably by the next time, by video 8, they will be to the top of the trellis and will be pollinating. Anyways, I started them late this year on purpose. So, if anybody's wondering about this shirt, this Port Elgin shirt, I got this shirt in probably 1998 in Port Elgin, way off in Canada. I'll say hi to all my Canadian friends. I got a lot of great growers in Canada. We got Joel Jarvis, Chris Lyons, John Butler, too many to name them all. George Lloyd's a good friend of mine. Russ Landry. Anyways, you guys keep it up, keep growing. And I'd like to get some reports. Send me some emails. Tell me how you're doing. It's raffle time again. Every video, we have 2 raffles. We're going to have one where we just pull off a member, one of the 143 members, and they will win a free product. And then we also have a raffle. Whoever shares the link, and you do not need to be a member to share the link. Non-members are welcome to share the link. Then send me an email telling me how you shared the link of our video 7 update. And you will be entered to win some free product on the following video. This for the last video, video 6, the winner was Robin Chevette. She won for sharing the link. Robin, you can have your choice, a B52 or an overdrive. Shoot me an email, let me know which one you want, and I'll send it off to you. Now, we are now going to have the raffle out of the 143 members. I'm going to have my daughter Elizabeth. Elizabeth, give me a number from 1 to 143. Come on, Jackson, you come over here with me. Come on, buddy.
26.
26. All right, member 26. Hold on, Jackson. We'll see who this is. Member 26, Lloyd Bright from Hope, Arkansas. All right, congratulations, Lloyd. You know what? You can decide what you want, an overdrive, a B52. shoot me an email, let me know. Congratulations on that. But hold on 1 second here. Come here, Jack. Let's tell him right here. We're going to call it a day. Thanks for coming. And remember, shh, remember, keep it a secret, but go tell a friend. Bubba's Secret Garden. Oh my God, I finally crawled out of that tank and dried off. What's happening, man? Them root mass expanders really work. I must be 8 feet tall. Oh my God, wait till Mama Bubba gets a load of this.